Our other big story tonight, disturbing news out of the Pentagon that the remains of some victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks were cremated and dumped in a landfill. The findings in a report by investigators looking into the mishandling of unidentifiable remains at Dover Air Force Base. Fox 5's Karen Gray Houston joins us now with more on the story. Karen.
Brian, it's not the first time the military has had to answer to charges that it mishandled remains, but the findings are still unsettling to families of the victims, the general public, and members of Congress who are all demanding answers. The unidentifiable partial remains came from the terrorist attacks on the Pentagon and from the plane that crashed to the ground in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The husband of a woman who was a budget analyst at the Pentagon and died on 9/11 was surprised to learn that some of the remains were cremated and ended up in a landfill. I spoke to Herman Hellman tonight by telephone.
Is that right? They didn't even make a consolidated burial?
Hellman was married to his wife Carolyn for nearly 30 years. They had planned to retire together in a condo they bought in South Carolina, where he now lives without her.
I feel sad, but one thing I could say, I got her ring, her watch, her necklace, and stuff like that. So I had a funeral, I had a casket.
The outside study by the Defense Health Policy Board found portions of the unidentified remains were mixed with medical waste, incinerated, turned over to a medical waste contractor, and left in a landfill.
We don't think it should have happened. We think that our fallen deserve what they're getting now, which is the fallen remains are taken out to sea and they're buried at sea.
The chairman of a House Armed Services Subcommittee is equally as outraged.
I believe that our House Armed Services Committee Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee needs to look further into this to understand what happened, why it happened, why weren't families potentially notified.
There are recommendations to address the problems, including correcting the lack of oversight by command staff. Sean?
Karen, thank you.